Hello, my fellow nerds out there. It's Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back to our Wonderland. Last left off, we were just ending Arc 3, and we were about to start Arc 4. And honestly, I kind of wonder how the menu will change once we hit Arc 4, because I kind of want to see it at some point. And, but I'm sure we'll probably see it in the next part. Anyways, let's continue the story. I go immediately to the mirror, looking at myself, studying myself. I bring my hand back to my throat, almost as though expecting to see some sort of. I don't even know, to be honest. But there's nothing. Just my pasty ass neck with the little mole above my collarbone. And the rest of my face looks normal too. Well, besides the 2-ton boulders beneath my eyes. For some reason, I look like I haven't slept in weeks. I bring my palm to my forehead, wiping out clammy beads of sweat. Then simply stand there, leaning against the sink, until the nagging sense of disconnection finally begins to recede. Finally, I drag myself out of the bathroom, blinking at the sun drawing patterns across my apartment floor. Why does it feel like I haven't been here in a long time? Weeks, months even, like coming back home after a long vacation. I sigh, chewing the inside of my cheek, then wander towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot. Maybe some caffeine will dissipate the aura of unease clouding my heart. Once the pot is brewing, I pull out a box of chocolate rice snappers and fill up the bowl. But when I raise my spoon to begin the feast, my appetite suddenly recedes. I stare down quickly, moistening nubs of puffed rice. The sight makes me nauseous. The thought of eating anything is somehow repulsive. With a gurgle in my stomach, I pour the bowl out in the sink, watching the slimy drag swirl down the drain. I carved this one myself, you know. The words poke and claw at the back of my brain like a spider, uncurling itself from a hole. I want to make sure it was done perfectly. My breath hitches. I shake my head, bite down on my tongue, willing away the feeling of dread clawing of my midsection. Finally, I snap on the faucet and rinse everything away. Out of sight and out of mind. I rub my face and pour myself a cup of coffee, then head for my desk. I stand there a moment, just looking at my keyboard, looking at my monitor. I have to work. I have deadlines, projects due. But I just don't care. I walk over to my couch instead and slump down in the cushions. I'll work eventually. Maybe I'll just take a little time off first to clear my head. I take a sip of my coffee, then another. I stare at the black screen of my television, my shelves of games and DVDs, my ceramic pumpkin candle holders they never put away after last fall. I take a third sip. What am I waiting for? I don't know, but I'm definitely waiting for something. My mind drifts to Orland for some reason. I hope he's okay. I catch myself. Why wouldn't he be okay? I just saw him yesterday, didn't I? And he was fine. Completely fine. Just fine. So I give myself a shake, snap myself out of it, and go back to my staring. I don't know why, but I just can't seem to make myself care about anything. At that moment, my phone goes off. Fuck, shit. A sudden noise gives me a heart attack. Just about gives me a heart attack, and in my jolt of surprise, I send myself about half a cup of coffee into my shirt. God fucking... I managed to answer it right away, trying to rub it out of the fabric as I balanced the phone between my shoulder and ear. Hey, Hooner, what's up? I ask without even confirming the name of the caller ID. The sound that comes through the receiver doesn't match my jovial tone. Sobs, harried sniffles, a cough. Hooner, he's crying. Iggy? Oh shit. Right. This is... Bring a hand to my forehead, massaging deepening creases. It's Bucks, isn't it? My insides start to twist. It triggers another call from Hooner. How did you... But then he must decide it doesn't matter because it continues all the same. I don't know what to do, Iggy. She's gone. Gone. I hear his voice crack through the receiver. She took Sadie. And there was no sign of them anywhere. I called and I've called. I shake my head, trying to collect my thoughts. I'm having trouble figuring out what to say. Did she say anything? Last night? His voice shakes. Nothing. We had a bit of an argument, but by the time we went to sleep, things were mostly fine again. And I didn't wake up once. Sadie, she never cried. He pauses. I can hear him swallow. I have a really bad feeling, Iggy. Something's not right. Something happened. I run a hand through my hair. You feel that way because you're nervous and scared, but I'm sure things are fine. But even I'm not convinced of my words. I feel sick. Maybe something came up. Maybe her parents called her or something. There was some kind of emergency. Hooner sniffed through the phone. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. I rub my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Hooner. What do I say? What can I say? Sorry, Hooner. I really don't know what else to do. I'll keep calling her though. Wait, if we all keep trying, I'm sure one of us will finally get through. I'm sure. A cringe will continue. Everything's fine. The line is quiet for a moment. Then, soft as a whisper. Okay. He sounds so despondent. I don't blame him. Keep me updated, okay? Sure. The line goes dead. I bring my hand down and sigh, staring down at the brightly lit display of my phone. I could have handled that better, but somehow I can't help but feel that wouldn't have mattered. As the quiet returns, so does my feeling of disconnection. It gnaws at my insides like a rat trying to escape. All of a sudden, I just really need to hear someone's voice. And not only that, I can try again. Try again? What? Try what again? I'll call someone. But who? It's not like I have a lot of choices. That's over Orlam's name. A place for us, where we get to make the rules. My hand is quivering, to the point where I have to bring my other hand up to stay the phone. No. I have to find a different way. Someone else. Someone I haven't... Let me guess, is it going to be Genzo? Tried yet. Call Gidget. Oh, we actually get to call Gidget this time. Wait, so would it go a different order if I picked Gidget or Orlam first instead of Genzo? Call Gidget. I scrolled down to Gidget's name on the list, but I can't seem to bring myself to tap it. All I can see is in my mind is the back of her head, her blonde hair swishing as the storm sways from me. I can never seem to say the right thing with her, which is a shame, really. We used to be such good friends. I chew on the inside of my lip as the white font of her name on the screen burns its way into my retinas. What if she's still upset? What if she doesn't even want to talk to me? Maybe I'll just end up making things worse. And yet, something tells me things have already gotten worse. Much worse. Multiple times. The back of my neck tingles, almost as though someone is running their fingers up my skin. And already clammy beads of sweat are forming along my hairline. I shake my head. No, not again. I've got to call her. I've got to try something. Anything. I'm running out of options at this point. I take a deep breath. I press my thumb against the pad on the screen. The phone lights up and I bring it to my ear. 1 ring, 2 rings, 3. I furrow my brows as I wait. And as I am just about to give up, when the line abruptly connects. Iggy? Gidget's voice crackles through his receiver. She sounds confused. That makes 2 of us, I suppose. Hey, what do I say? I don't know. What am I even doing? I swallow. Hey, how are you? Then grimace. I sound like an idiot. There's a pause. In my mind, I can see her do that little twitch in her eyebrow, and she always does when she's searching for a response. I'm fine. I guess I'm just surprised to hear from you. You never call me. I scratched the spot on my forehead. She has a point. I never call, well, anyone. After last night, I felt a little bad, and you left in such a hurry. I wanted to make sure things were, alright? I hear words, other voices in the receiver, clatter in the background. I'm fine, then it's not your fault. Her voice trails off, leaving a long silence in its wake. Finally, anyway, don't worry about it. I'm doing better today. Got some sleep, just trying to distract myself. A laugh. I see. There's another clatter. I twist my brows. Where are you anyway? Oh, I'm at a little cafe downtown. The one we always went to in high school, remember? Across from the pet salon? Spent the night at my parents' since I needed to pick up some stuff from the house anyway. But I'm heading back up to Doken this afternoon. Oh, you're still in town? Yeah, why? Why indeed? Why would I care? I never cared before. But now it feels like every nerve in my body is tingling. Like I need to... Want me to join you? I blurt out before even realizing what I'm saying. The line goes quiet. What's her expression now, I wonder? Confusion? Annoyance? But when she finally responds, her voice is soft and gentle, letting out the tiniest of shudders. I like that very much. Oh. Okay, so I gotta remember this is the real Gidget. Arc 4. So yeah, this is like the real Gidget, I think. Like the one that's not in Wonderland. It doesn't take me long to walk to the cafe. The downtown area is already 15 minutes from Brookside, though my hesitant pace turns it into about 20. By the time I make it there, my feet are stumbling nervously over each other. And my hands are shoved into the bottoms of my pockets, so deep I might as well be digging for gold. Or lint. It's about half full. A couple people in line, a couple people seated at tables. A feeling of strange nostalgia washes over me as I stand in the doorway. But the sight of Gidget's hair glinting beneath the hanging bulbs snaps me out of it before I can fully succumb to my memories. I meander over to where she's seated at one of the small tables towards the back. She has her laptop out and is typing away. So intense she doesn't even notice me at first. Just something silly to surprise her? Say something witty? I think saying something witty is probably the better option. Save. Say something witty. Witty? When have I ever been known for being witty? I'm the type of person who gets burned by others being witty. I look from her to the laptop, then back to her. And finally, hacking into the CIA, are we? She jerks back, fingers poised over the keyboard, but smiles when her gaze falls on me. You're here. That was fast. I pull out the chair opposite of hers and plant myself down on the vinyl. Oh. The chair squeaks loudly. Well, you know me, I say, trying to mask my embarrassment. Cat-like reflexes and all that. She laughs. A cat on the last legs of its life, maybe. I blink, glance around, taking Gidget looking at me from across the table, the near-empty coffee mug next to her laptop. My neck feels sweaty. You, been here long? A little over an hour, I think. Wanted some peace and quiet to get this finished up without my parents lurking over my shoulder. But couldn't take off yet since my dad wants me to help him grab some things out of the attic later this afternoon. Oh, what are you working on? She glances down, then away, smiles sheepishly. Just, a little something. It's nothing, though. Let me see. I tap the edge of the laptop on the screen. Her cheeks go pink. It's just a stupid website. I thought it might help me look for more professional to agents. I see her fingers curl, but she ultimately slides the screen around so I can see. I start clicking through. It's well done. Really well done. The layout is sharp and clean. Some nice scrolling parallax effects in the background in an inlaid carousel of images. And when I click through the links on a project page, each one pops up a little card with more info and pictures. She's even got the makings of a login option for repeat bookings. This is nice, I muse, my finger clicking away as I navigate the various links. What do you use? React? Yeah, I switched over from Angular and I haven't looked back. Thanks though. It's not done yet. There's some parts of it I don't really like. She watches me for a moment, then her brows arc. Oh, since you're here, would you mind looking at something? She scoots her chair over with a couple of ear-wrenching squeaks so she can see the screen. I wanted to set up a little chat window in the corner, right? It can double as in FAQ, and also if they just want to leave a quick inquiry, you know? And so I was trying to get the database set up on Firebase, but for the life of me, I haven't been able to get the API to connect. She grabs my hand that's still holding the mouse and clicks back to the VS code. The touch startles me for a moment, and my gaze jumps down to her fingers over mine. To the way they sit softly atop the back of my hand. To the way her middle finger arches as she scrolls with the wheel. My cheeks grow warm, but I turn my eyes back to the screen all the same. Gidget is now pointing at the section in the code. I realize she's been talking, but I haven't been listening. Wait, where? I say with a blink. Here, see? I've got the API key here in the config variable, but for some reason it's giving me an error when I actually run it and try saving to the state here. My gaze flicks between the lines of code. I haven't used Firebase in a while. I'll need to get my bearings here for a sec. Of course, right. She pulls her hand away, sticking them in her lap. Then sucks in her top lip, between her teeth, eyes wide, blinking like some kind of spooked owl. It's the same look she used to give me all the time back when we'd spend hours after school in the computer lab trying to figure out some piece of code or another. Usually when she'd broken something. And oftentimes on purpose. The sight of it stops me for a second and I just look at her. What? I stifle a laugh, but smile all the same. My brows arcing in amused interest. Nothing. What? Just you. What's that supposed to mean? I whistle innocently and begin clicking away noisily at the keys. Iggy Maxwell. That is my name. I scroll up a few lines, looking for the telltale signs of Gidget's handiwork. I find it in the strings of garbled numbers and letters making up the API key. 199Y. Completely innocuous. To everyone but me. My grin widens, but I hide it under my hand with a cough. Yes, I see what's going on here. The code is infected. Very infected. Gidget bites down on her bottom lip in an attempt to contain her own laughter. Oh no, doctor, whatever could be wrong? She brings her hands to her cheek in a fox terror. A nasty little bug has been wormed its way into the mainframe. We'll need to eliminate it post-haste. Ready your weapons, men? Ready your weapons, men. I select the 199Y on the screen. Aye, sir. Gidget points her index finger skyward and twists her fist against it as though cocking a gun. I do the same, then we cross hands above the keyboard, forming an X with our fingers. And fire! I slap my finger down the delete key as Gidget hits backspace. The 199Y disappears. I pause for a moment, letting the full weight of our glorious victory settle around us. And we're clear. The Iggy bug has been deleted. Gidget can't hold it in anymore. She curls forward in a fit of laughter, tears glinting in the corners of her eyes. Oh my god, Iggy, how many years has it been since we did that? Too many, apparently, if the little fuckers are still infecting your code. They're sneaky. I lean back in my chair, tapping my finger against my chin. Though, strangely enough, they only ever seem to infect your code. This elicits a wink. Well, the Iggy bug only infects good code. Rude. I sit up so fast I nearly topple over. Gidget just laughs again. Slow down there, Mr. Cat-like reflexes, else we'll need to call in a real doctor. She pushes herself to her feet with a slap on her thighs. Think I'm gonna get myself a refill. You want anything? I feel rude I didn't even ask when you sat down. Huh? Oh sure, just a coffee's fine. Iggy, you just had coffee. Got it. She grabs her near empty mug and heads for the counter. I watch her fall in place in line behind a somewhat thick-set man in a bike helmet. My gaze stays on her for probably a moment too long. Oh, that's so adorable! And for a second, I see a much younger Gidget standing in her place, hair cut above her chin, jeans baggy around her legs, her head buried in her usual gray hoodie. She smiles at me as she waits for the coffee. But is it the young Gidget or the adult Gidget? I can't even tell. I scratch my nose. Then turn back to the table with a sigh, slumping forward with my chin in my hand. The coffee's gonna do me some good. Well, that was nice. We stay at the cafe for another hour or so, just talking and catching up, mostly reminiscing, talking about the others, which has me wondering if Gidget is actively avoiding trying to discuss the current events, her own endeavors. Perhaps for the better, I suppose. Distractions can do wonders for the mind. She offers me a ride on the way back with a caveat that she, I think it's caveat. I don't know. With a caveat that she needs to stop by her folks first to help her dad pick up some stuff. I don't mind. It's been a while since I visited the old bordel home. Stepping inside is equally nostalgic as the cafe had been. All little snippets of memory floating around like bubbles in the air, waiting for my head to ram into them and pop open inside my consciousness. The gleaming hardwood floor running from the front door to the kitchen. The spacious living room with a large leather sofa the five of us had spent many a movie night on. The school portraits of Gidget and Gertie in the chronological order ascending the hallway wallpaper. Gidget's mom is sitting in the recliner watching TV when we walk in. Gidget walks straight past her into the kitchen, calling for her dad, leaving me alone with her. I stand there awkwardly, smooth down the front of my shirt, scratches my calf with the side of my foot. Hey, Mr. Bordell. Hey, Mrs. Bordell. I say, finally, one hand up in a half wave. Gidget's mom turns to me lazily, and I don't miss the way she sizes me up, her gaze traveling from my face to her shoes and back to my face. Damn, you turned out ugly. I blanch. Bring my hands together, scratch at my knuckles. I don't know what to say, so I don't say anything. I mean, you always were a sickly little thing, but I kinda assumed you'd grow out of it. She shrugs, turns back to her TV. I hear Gidget and her dad talking in the kitchen when I glance over. She seems to be headed towards the garage. No doubt to go up to the attic. Her dad's got a step stool under his arm. I scratch at my arm. What are you doing now, anyway? She doesn't even look at me when she asks it. Oh, web development, computer stuff, freelance. It pays the bills. Gidget's mom makes a sound that's half acknowledgement, half judgment. Still? Must not be very successful. I'm really sweating now. I bow down on my tongue and let my gaze drop to the floor. Not that it matters. I never expected much from my daughter, so... Another shrug, her gaze flicking upwards in apathy. Honestly, I was hoping that Gidget's mom would be a little bit nicer. This one, she's a bit rude. When she doesn't continue, I turn towards the TV. It's playing a soap opera of some sort. Everyone talking 50 times more emotionally than an actual human would. Not really what I would choose for entertainment, but it's better than staring at a wall while I wait. So I simply stand there, arms curled across my chest, and watch it with her. The silence palpable between us. 1 minute stretches into 2, it's a 5. Gidget's mom grunts and raises a hand towards the TV. Idiot. I don't really know who she's referring to of the two people on the screen, but I'm not about to ask. She clicks her tongue. She's cheating on him, you know, little whore. Is she talking to me or the TV? I'm feeling more and more like I want to sink inside my shoes. Finally, after what feels like a lifetime, I hear the garage door pop open, then footsteps in the kitchen. He's just laughing at something as she carries a somewhat bedraggled box of old computer parts. Should have figured she'd say something like that. Gidget says in response to something I missed, then places the box down on the kitchen table. Is here fine? That's good, thanks, Squirt. Her dad's lugging the step stool towards the other room. Gidget dusts off her hands and wanders back over to the living room. That should be it, Iggy. Sorry to make you wait. Then she sees the TV. Oh god, not this. I can't believe you're still watching this. I need something to fill the gap my children refuse to fill. What you want is us to fill your life with overdramatic bullshit? Gidget laughs, leaning an arm on the back of the recliner. Better than nothing. A pause. What did you bring him over for anyway? Who, Iggy? I was just giving him a ride home. Gidget's mom chews on her bottom lip with a hum. Here, I was hoping you'd have some good news for once. Hey mom, I finally got engaged. Hell, I'd even take, hey mom, I got knocked up at this point. At least that would get you to settle down. Mother! Gidget's mom raises her hand and uses her sarcastic defense. So sue a woman for wanting a grandchildren. I am not having this conversation right now. Okay, hold on. Fix my keyboard. It's not like you're doing anything else with your life. I mean, at least you don't look like Dennis the Menace anymore. But I really don't know what you were expecting with this whole modeling career of yours. Maybe try losing 20 pounds first? Defend Gidget, say nothing. Usually the wiser choice is to not get involved in these family squabbles. Like, if something is going between two family members, you don't want to get involved. It's not really something that you want to do, like, at all. God, thank God there are 9 pages of saves, otherwise I would not be able to do anything. So, let's go ahead and just defend Gidget. Because it's not like it's going to change the story too much, right? Though normally not one to force my way into a conversation I'm not a part of, something inside me must snap. Gidget's doing really well, you know. She's learning a lot, getting her name out there, building a network, you know? I see Gidget's gaze flick towards mine, her face a mixture of gratitude and embarrassment. And you should have seen the website she made. It looks great. Gidget's mom just rolls her eyes. I'm sure it's fascinating. A cough. How many clients have you found so far? Gidget scowls, but this time doesn't say anything, her gaze falling. Gertie brought a new view of hers over last weekend, you know. Seems pretty serious this time. Silence. I shuffle my feet. At least we still have her to rely on, but don't have to be completely ashamed when our friend asks us about you two. This must push Gidget over the limit because she lets a Fleming groan, her fist clenching. Gertie this and Gertie that. Sorry I'll never be good as your perfect little angel. I don't even know why I come home anymore, she shouts, twisting on her heels and starting for the door. Come on, Iggy. I look back and forth between Gidget and her mom in abject stupor. Her mom simply gives a little shrug and goes back to watching her soap. Jesus Christ, her mom is a dick. Bye, I say not at all awkwardly before scuttling off after Gidget. I reach her just as she shoves open the front door, and I give a flustered yelp as it flies back in my face. The drive back to my apartment is silent. I sit in the passenger seat, playing with my hands and staring out the window as Gidget keeps her gaze locked straight ahead, her fingers tight around the wheel. Fortunately, it's not far. We reach a small parking lot of my apartment complex in about 5 minutes, and Gidget pulls the car into one of the free spots. She turns off the ignition, sits back in her seat. The silence returns, even more palpable than before without the sound of the engine to mask it. I toss a few wayward glances in her direction before I work up the courage to say something. I'm, sorry about that. I cringe. She just lets out a phlegmy groan that's half roar, half wail. She brings her hands to her head and clutches her hair. She makes me so mad. The things she says, what gives her the right? She slams her fist back down on the wheel, hitting the horn in the process and making me jump. I watch her nervously. She slumps forward, bringing a hand to her forehead. I can see her shoulders trembling. I'm trying so hard, she says softly, so softly I almost can't hear her. I glance down at my lap. The hair on my arms is standing up. And a big cold stone feels like it's settled down in the deepest recesses of my bowels. A heavy weight dampening my spirit. I bring my hand up, reach towards her, pull back, wince, then finally rest it softly on her shoulder. It's not the first time I've seen Gidget upset. Not the first time I've tried to comfort her. But it is her first time since things had changed between us. My brows furrow. Hey, it's okay. We know you are. I pause. I know you are. I give her shoulder what I hope is a comforting squeeze. She wipes out a tear dribbling its way down her cheek, looks up at me. Sometimes I just feel like nothing I do is good enough. I bite down on my lip. And confused. Confused? Yeah. I don't know. Sorry, it's stupid. Her eyes are welling up again. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. Sometimes I don't even know who I am anymore. None of us know what we want? What do you mean? It seems important, so... well, I think saying none of us know what we want is probably the truthful choice, but I'm not sure if it's the best choice. Let's just go with the second one. It's not stupid. Hey, come here. I pull her against my side the way I have so many times in the past, resting the side of my head against hers. It's okay to be confused. None of us know what we want, right? I sure don't. Yeah, I hear her whisper beneath her breath, her fingers digging into the fabric of her pants. You think my parents are happy with me holding up in my little apartment on my computer all day? I laugh, then raise my voice about an octave in an attempt to sound like my mother. You're gonna have a heart attack and die in that apartment, and no one's even gonna know. This elicits a phlegmy chuckle from Gidget. Yeah, I guess. I give her another squeeze, pushing my cheek against her hair. It smells nice. No matter what, we'll always be there for you. I see Gidget wringing her hands. Right hand squeezing the left hand squeezing the right, her fingers jerking up and down in movement. Her body feels suddenly tense against mine. I pull away. What's wrong? Her face has gone red and I can see her lips trembling. She swallows. Then in the next instant, oh! She leans in towards me and bridges her lips against mine. I freeze. I'm not sure I even register what's happening at first. Only that Gidget is there and I can't breathe, and fuck if my heart doesn't quickly go into overdrive as I hyper-focus on the soft feeling of her lips. It doesn't last more than a few seconds. She quickly pulls away, brings her hands to her cheeks in what looks like sheer panic. Her face is a brilliant shade of crimson. Fuck, she says, then, fuck, oh god, didn't mean to, fuck. She starts slapping her palms against her forehead. I feel my own body unclench, muscles twisting as I sink against the back of the car seat. I just stare at her, eyes wide and blinking. I must look like a deer in the headlights. I can't even form words. What are words? The concept of speech is lost on me. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. She's practically curled in on herself now, gaze fixed on her lap. We must sit there like a solid 60 seconds, neither of us making a sound before I finally shift in my seat. I say idiotically. I scratch my cheek. I'm probably about as red as Gidget by this point. I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say. I never really thought about. I wipe at my mouth. Gidget starts to panic again at this. She brings her hands up in a hairy defense, nervous grin tugging on her lips. It's okay. I just pushed it on you without thinking. I don't expect a response right away or anything. But despite her words, I can see the disappointment on her face. Hear it in the way her voice catches. She'd been hoping I'd react differently. This shames me. And I bring my shaky hand on my forehead. I let her down. I always let people down. Yeah, I need some time to think. Of course. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. It's me. I shouldn't have. But she doesn't finish. More silence. I need to get out of here. Already I can feel the walls of the car starting to undulate around me. I say again, okay, I'll call you later then, okay? Okay. I pop open the door of the passenger seat and swing a leg out. Have a nice night, I grimace, but I pull myself up and out of the car all the same, running a hand through my hair. I swing the door shut. What the actual fuck is wrong with me? Who says that? I'm too awkward to live. I watch her pull out of the spot and give a somewhat half-hearted wave as she drives away. Then wander towards my apartment building. Everything seems razor-focused yet hazy at the same time, and a cold sweat has broken out across the back of my neck. It takes me 3 times to get my key into the lock of my door. My fingers are shaking so bad. Once inside, I shut the door behind me and fall back against it, letting myself slide to the floor. I close my eyes. My whole body is trembling now. I curl my arms around my legs and bury my face on my knees. Fuck. Nothing I do helps me settle down after that. In the afternoon, I thought I heard something for a second. Into the evening, I say fixated. Hyper fixated on what happened in the car. On that closeness. On her lips against mine. On that lingering disappointment tugging at her lips as she looked at me afterwards. I don't get any work done. Can't. My head's too jumbled. I try sitting down at my desk, but end up just staring at a blank monitor for a good 15 minutes before I realize I haven't even turned on the computer. No, I'm not going to be able to focus at all. So I lie down on the couch, just staring up at the ceiling. Perfectly still despite the jumping jacks my intestines are doing inside my gut. Once the sun starts to set, painting the far wall in a glorious fiery red, I decided to take a bath. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Steam the thoughts out for me. Out of the tub fell as I scrounge around the kitchen, desperately hoping for some alcoholic dregs somewhere. There's a near empty bottle of rum in the back of the fridge, with about an ounce left coloring the bottom. Good enough. I grab it and head back to the bathroom. The water feels amazing. It's been forever since I've taken a bath. Not really sure why. Guess I just don't ever think about it. Maybe I should change that. Might do some good for the ever-growing pressure on my spine. The steam marbles in the air above the water, curling and twisting, floating up towards the ceiling, where it gathers in smoky clumps. I sank down to my chin and watched the water ripple around my pacing knees. What does she even see in me anyways? The thought pops in my head without warning. I frown. It's true though. Gidget is beautiful and sweet and optimistic, and I'm none of those things, that's for sure. I'm basically a living cadaver. Nothing but color-drained skin and bones. Hell, I can't even take care of myself. I couldn't imagine being somehow responsible for another person's well-being in addition to my own. I rarely even leave the house, just plunking away on my keyboard while Gidget's out there chasing her dreams. Her dream. Another frown. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. Sometimes I don't even know who I am anymore. I scratch at my mole the mole on my thigh. I then reach for the rum, downing the frustratingly few drops from the still cold bottle. And then of course there's that. If I did reciprocate, if I did agree to be with her, then we'd have to. I glanced down at my splay legs at the faint outline of yeesh lying innocently amongst the white tufts of hair. Wait, is his hair naturally white? Like, what? Did his hair start graying at 17 or something, or did he just dye his hair white? I jerk my gaze away, bring my palm to my forehead. Even thinking about it is sending uncomfortable snips and snaps across my arms and legs. I shouldn't be like that though, should I? I should be thrilled, shouldn't I? To have a beautiful girl like Gidget like me like that? To want me like that? I sink even further into the water, up to my nose, almost as though wanting to disappear. It's not like I've never taken care of myself before. Sometimes it likes to. Jesus, I don't need to know about this. But I don't think about anyone when I do it. Certainly not Gidget, not even celebrities or models. Sometimes, Jesus Christ, I don't need to know about this, dude. I'll just skip over it. You guys can pause and read if you want to. I can feel myself start to heat up. And it's not from the bath. I bring my hands up to my eyes, pressing down to the sockets of my palms. I wish there had been more rum left in that bottle. I can barely feel it. All I want right now is to shut out everything. Turn everything off. My hands are trembling against my skin. I'm scared. So fucking scared. I take a deep breath in an attempt to calm myself down. I need to think about something else. Anything else. Like the good old days. Yeah. All of us hanging out. Best buds. Just laughing and having fun. None of these complications. When everything still made sense. Yeah. I let my eyes close, blowing bubbles out through my nose that dance on the water's surface. You're gonna die, Iggy. My brow twitches. You think I don't know that? Hot. It had been hot that day. I can still remember the sight of the heat warping above the asphalt. The sound of other kids laughing and shouting on the playground. Wait, is that Pokemon? They were playing the TCG! Oh, that's so cool! This actually makes sense considering that I actually was a fan of Pokemon back then. I still am a fan of Pokemon, and I actually do have a lot of the trading cards. The five of us are in the shade, huddled. Wait, what card does he have? Does he have a? Is that a Mew card in Iggy's hand? That looks like a Mew card. The five of us are in the shade, huddled around the cards on the ground as though we were performing some kind of magic seance. I bite down on my lip in frustration and gaze flicking back and forth between the cards in my hand and the cards on the blacktop. Don't you have anything you can play? He ain't got shit. That's 5 for 5. Bow before the undefeated champion. Who does he think he is, Leon? Oh, wait, if you think about it, this is probably Generation 1? So maybe Iggy will probably have the Mew card to play. Genzo raises his arms in the air, hands curled into fists. You've reached the plateau, but not yet a hero. He starts cackling. Are you ready to meet and defeat the elite? This just makes my brows furrow further. But no matter how I try calculating the various possibilities, none of them see me coming back from this. I'm so pissed. How the frick is Genzo able to win every time? I slap my hand down on the ground. Gija takes the opportunity to look through it. Yeah, I think you're done for. On the other side of the circle, Orlum wrings his hands. Genzo won. Again, he smiles. Damn straight I did. And not that it was really any contest. Genzo licks the pad of his thumb, then slicks his hair back. This deck is a miracle of science, carefully engineered and administered an unholy amount of whoop-ass on anyone who's dare challenge it. I show the inside of my cheek with an unamused pout. I've been so optimistic this time. Have rebuilt my deck from the ground up and everything. Gidget passed the top of my knee with a little smile. We can go buy some more packs after school. Yeah. Try it if you want, foolish mortal, but nothing can take down the true master, Genzo laughs. Then slams Orm's hand away as he tries to touch one of the cards. Don't contaminate my cards with your nasty, greasy fingers. Orm shrinks back, curling his arms around the asphalt-dusted knees. You don't have to be so mean about it. Gidget sticks her tongue out. It's fine, I don't care. I say with an apathetic huff. Besides, recess is almost over. We need to clean up anyways. I start picking up my cards and gems and packing them away neatly in my little carrying case. Come on, the bell's gonna ring. But Genzo isn't listening. He's got his hands in the air, fingers curling in and out menacingly. Damn, I'm in a good mood now. Feel like strangling something. Come here, Orlum. Oh god, run! He pounces. Orlum yelps. I ignore them, turning his head towards Gidget, and she stands up next to me. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll go too. I push myself to my feet, dusting off my knees. I hear one of the teachers blow their whistle as we walk away, followed by a shrill "Boys!" directed at Genzo and Orlum. Gidget and I are around the corner, headed towards the door, leaning back inside the hallway with the bathrooms. Don't let it get to you, Iggy, Gidget says with a little smile, giving my shoulder a pat. He's just being a brat, like usual. She rolls her eyes. Yeah, like I don't know, I laugh. The air turns instantly cool once we're back inside, and I wipe up the sweat on my forehead. It takes my eyes a moment to adjust. Then I head to the boys' bathroom on the left as Gidget takes the door to the right. I'm just about to disappear inside when I hear a voice and stop. Aren't you using the wrong one? A snicker. I poke my head back outside to see two boys accosting Gidget, their hands in their mouths in stifled laughter. Yeah, you're not a girl. No one knows what you are. More laughter. Gidget's brows furrow and she takes a menacing step towards them. Just shut up! I am a girl! You sure about that? Yeah, let's see you peep. Jesus Christ, what is wrong? Dude, kids were the worst back then! I bet you don't even own any dresses. Leave me alone, I hear Gidget's voice crackle. I step back into the hallway. Hey! Two boys yelp and scull backwards. Oh no, it's his boyfriend. Leave her alone or I'm calling the teacher. This sends them into another fit of laughter. Whatever, freak. But they do leave, still snickering as they dart towards the outside door. I watch them until they disappear, then turn back to Gidget. She's just staring at the ground, her shoulders slumped. They're just jerks, don't mind them. Yeah. But the earlier energy is gone from her voice. I don't know what to do. What to say. I run a hand through my hair. But my voice trails off in silence. I scratch at my calf with the side of my foot. It's whatever. Come on. We just need to hurry up or the bell's gonna ring. Gidget finally says, forcing a smile. She turns before I can say anything else, disappearing into the girls' bathroom. I can only watch as the door slams shut behind her, then wander off into the other bathroom in silence. I dreamed that night. I'm in the woods and someone's calling for me. Oh, it's a dream again. I chase after the voice of the darkness, but every time I think about I'm getting close, it comes from another direction. Okay. I think I'm gonna skip ahead of this until something new happens. So I'll probably skip ahead. So I'll see you all after the skip. Oh, something different did happen. I burst down into a clearing, my breath ragged and my heart beating in my chest. Where am I? Where is this? Then I see it. A small cabin. It looks so familiar somehow. Like I've seen it before. Once, twice, who knows how many times. I wait until my breath has started slow before trudging towards it. It's almost like it's pulling me in. Closer and closer. My pace quickening with every step. I reach the door. It's deathly quiet. No wind, no birds, no insects chirping. I open it. It's not locked. So I peer inside. It's small but cozy. It's wearing not much more than a bed, table, and stove. Why does all this feel so... I step forward before I can stop myself. All the way inside the cabin, just looking around. We're actually inside the cabin! It's warm and strangely comforting. There's even something cooking atop the stove, filling the air with a delightfully sweet scent. What am I doing here? I look around, my gaze jumping from the stove to the table to the bed. Something about the bed sends my insides into a twist. I shake my head to clear my thoughts, jerking away. I look instead towards the back of the cabin, and that's when I notice it. A doll. Its small button eyes stare blankly at the floor as it hangs from a doorknob. Doorknob? I bring my gaze up. Yes, there's a door. Another door. How had I not noticed it when I first walked in? I'm here, Iggy. That's right. That's where I need to go. She's waiting for me. I take a step forward towards the door. Another. For some reason, my heart's thumping like crazy. Like it's about to beat straight out of my chest. And my fingers are trembling and shaking. I'm almost there. I reach out for the doorknob. Something scurries across from the room from behind me. I spin around. My mouth feels so dry. So dry I can't swallow. I can't even breathe. Then right next to my ear, a child's voice. So filled with pain and sorrow and deep-rooted despair as though I'll never be happy again. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp and sit up. My room. I'm in my room. It's morning, and the sun is filtering through the blinds, to paint checkered stripes across my exposed legs, peeking out from the mess of gnarled and sweaty sheets. God damn! I bring a hand to my forehead. It comes away soaked in sweat. I try to remember what the dream was about, but already I can latch onto our scattered hazy images. A lingering feeling of dread. I let my upper lip sag forward and focused on the sound of the birds outside the window. Good old reality. Yesterday must have messed me up even more than I thought. With a low groan, I pushed myself up out of bed and trudged to the bathroom to clean up. I spent most of the morning trying to work. I really need to. After getting nothing done already, I'm falling more and more behind. But every line in code seems to take me twice as long to finagle. And the longer I stare at the screen, the more my mind starts to wander. It starts to replay that moment in the car over and over. I'm feeling cold again. My fingers are like ice as they scratch on my forehead. What do I do? What does she expect an answer? I don't know the etiquette around these types of things. Am I being a complete asshole by not getting back to her right away? But I still don't even know what I'm going to say. How am I going to respond? No matter what I say, things are never going to be the same between the two of us. For better or for worse. I rub my eyes, check the time on my phone. It's already pushing the latter half of the afternoon. I'm all of a sudden overcome with the urge to not be alone. Which is honestly weird for me. But right now my thoughts are eating me alive. And I need something to keep me from getting trapped in my own some cycle of roiling angst. Maybe even someone I could talk to about all this. Someone who might actually be able to give me some advice, work me through it. I pop up my my phone and scroll into Genzo's name. If there's anyone who can help, it'll be Genzo. He always seems to have an answer to everything. He picks up on the second ring. Holy hell, who is this? Some kind of demonic being to come convey my soul? Be gone, the power of Christ compels you and all that shit. Very funny. Genzo snickers into the receiver. Hey, I'm just saying, I don't even remember the last time you called me. So you're either on your deathbed about to croak your last breath, or you've been possessed. And I'm not about to let some nasty demon claim ownership over my dick. I don't respond. What do I say? My throat feels as tight as a vice. Genzo must notice my silence. Wait, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're actually dying. No, I just wipe my mouth and turn my gaze towards the far wall. Do you want to go out? Get drinks or something? The line goes silent. Dead silent. And I regret my words immediately. I must have said something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing here. What's a normal way to tell a friend that you need to talk? I hear myself start to sweat. Sorry, did that come out weird? I just wondered if you wanted to hang out, because, I just felt like I really needed to talk to someone all of a sudden, but, I know you're probably busy, so it's okay if just forget I even asked. More silence. So finally, a laugh. Nah, it's fine. You're fine, Eggs. Sure, I'll be down. When would I ever turn down my best pal in the universe for drinks, eh? What about that place on Sherman? It's my usual spot. Easy for me to get home when I'm 3 streets to the wind. 3 sheets to the wind. Sure, I think I know where that is. Not that I've ever been. No, you wouldn't have, would you? Another laugh. The line goes silent again. I wait for him to continue. He calls. Anyway, meet me there in an hour. Sure. So we're gonna go ask Genzo for some advice. Despite the awkward phone call, drinks turn out to be a good idea. Great, even. The place is cozy and dark, and we get ourselves a small little table towards the back. Genzo's ordering 1 beer, 2 beers, 3, while I opt for something a bit stronger. God, can Genzo make me laugh? Can Genzo make me laugh, though? I'd forgotten this. Forgotten us. My lungs hurt as they relay the harrowing tale of the entire tool shelf falling from the wall, right as a family of 5 was there to pick up their new Cleary Gecko for their kid's 13th birthday. Then we're reliving moments from school. Junior year chemistry, where the 2 of us sat back in the back of the room and goofed off the whole time. It's the time we went camping in my folks' backyard, and Orlum had gotten so scared a murderer was going to come and get us that he wouldn't stop crying. He only calmed down after we zipped up our sleeping bags together with him in the middle like an Orlum sandwich. Even all the way back when we'd gone exploring the big sewer pipes behind Genzo's house. Gidget has found the weird blue glass ball that the 5 of us have dubbed the Orb, and kept it in a box in Genzo's parents' garage. With this one, though, my thoughts flicks back to Gidget. Right. That's why I'm even here, isn't it? Gidget. I can already feel the curling tendrils of anxiety begin to take hold in the lower regions of my belly again. Hey, I'm gonna go have a smoke. Be back in a jiffy. Genzo's voice snaps me from my thoughts, and I head jerks upwards. Huh? Oh, right. Yeah. I watch as he slides out the booth, cane flicking left and right as he cruises towards the far door. I bring my hand to my face, stare down at my half-empty drink. I'm pretty drunk. I can feel the heat overtaking my stomach and chest. In a way, my gaze struggles to stay focused on any one thing. In the way it mixes with anxiety building in my stomach like a Molotov cocktail. And without Genzo's voice to ward it off, everything is starting to come back, rising up faster than I can stop it, sending cold chills across the back of my neck. I need to tell him. need to tell him now, or else I'll never get it out. At least that's what my brain is telling me. And so, despite my numbness in my fingers and tremble in my legs, I push myself to my feet and start towards the door. Genzo was sitting on a little bench on the corner of the building when I step outside. He looks incredibly small somehow in the darkness, cigarette smoke marbling above his head. When did it get so dark? Is it really night already? I stumble towards him. Genzo, my voice crackles with phlegm, with some kind of newly arisen zombie. I see Genzo's body jerk backwards. His head spins towards me with a snap, cigarette practically flying from his lips. Holy fuck, the hell you doing, Higgs? You're gonna give me a heart attack. He chuckles, but it's higher pitched than his usual guffaws, nervous. I scratch at my calf at the side of my foot. I can see him staring in my direction already, and my voice is failing me. I walk over to him instead, sitting down hard on the bench beside him. Everything alright? Maybe you had one too many in there. A chuckle. He blows out a plume of smoke, and the smell gathers in my nasal cavity, charred and burnt. Can I tell you something? He goes quiet. I swear I can hear him swallow. I mean, sure. Of course, you can tell me anything, eh? I lick my lips and rub a spot on my pants. Then finally, Gidget kissed me. Silence. I feel him shift on the bench. That's great. Mr. Heartbreaker over here making the girl swoon, am I right or am I right? He elbows me in the ribs with a laugh, but there's a strange tremble in his voice. You two finally an item then? I always knew it was gonna happen. Made for each other and all that, you know? Just please tell me you'll let me be the best man for the wedding. I'll throw the most bodacious bachelor party for you. My fingers curl tighter and tighter around my knees as he talks. No, I don't know what I should do. I haven't given her any kind of answer yet. Genzo sits back. I can practically see him blinking beneath his sunglasses. What, you don't like her? A smirk. I know I haven't seen her since junior high, but I'm sure she's as much of a babe now as she was then. He cocks a cigarette up between his lips. I bring a hand to my forehead. She's gorgeous, yes. Fuck. And like, I do like her, but at the same time I swallow. Scared. I'm so fucking scared. That's what alcohol is for, buddy. Genzo gives my shoulder a reassuring shake. A nice dinner, bottle of wine, then bingo bango, lust sweet caress shall handle the rest. Even someone as socially inept as you can't screw that part up. I'm starting to shake now, my fingers trembling. I clutch at them in an attempt to calm them down. That's just it. Why is it so difficult to say? I don't want to do that. Oh, you're one of those types. You want it to be special, is it? Well, that's fine too. You can plan the whole evening out, make it all romantic, really lay it on thick. If I know Gidget, she'll eat it right up. Girl always has a soft spot for the idyllic. Just show her what a chivalrous debonair you are. Then it doesn't matter how bad you perform. You get what I mean? He snorts in laughter, taps the ash off his cigarette. No, I clench my hand in my hair, cheeks burning. I don't want to have sex. The last word seems to echo in the night air, pulsing on and off, again and again, in my fucking heart. It's gone to overdrive. I can feel it in my arms, my legs, my head, my eyes. Somehow, in that one blurted phrase, I finally managed to verbalize the confusion and fear that had been strangling me for I don't even know how long. It surprises even me. That's what it had been all this time. So simple, and yet so fucking terrifying at the same time. I just sit there holding my breath, waiting waiting for Genzo to say something. It feels like forever. The silence is just weighing down on my shoulders. Then finally his voice cracks as he says softly, "At all? At all?" I shake my head, just not so jumbled I forget the moment that he can't see me. Then follow up with a, "I don't think so." Genzo lets out a sort of half grunt. I see his gaze turn upwards, almost as though he's looking at the sky. "Huh," he says after a moment. My eyes start to burn. I feel hot tears well up in the corners. "There's something wrong with me, isn't there?" I sniff. "Gidget will never want to be with me when she knows she'll hate me." Hey, don't say that! But now apparently the floodgates have been opened because the tears are streaming down my cheeks. I'll never be able to make her happy. I'll never be able to make anyone happy. No one would ever want to be with someone like me. My body crumbles in on itself, and I let myself fall on Genzo's shoulder. "My boy!" Genzo's body suddenly goes rigid against mine, and I hear his breath hitch. He doesn't do anything at first. Then, ever so gently, he puts his arm around my back, fingers curling around my waist. He gives me a reassuring squeeze. "Don't say that," he says so softly I almost didn't hear it. He presses his cheek on the top of my head. It's a comforting warmth. And I feel my chest start to unclench itself ever so slightly. I sniff. What do I do? Genzo sighs. It takes him a long time to respond. I can see his knee bouncing, the orange glow of his cigarette trembling. Tell her the truth. Tell her how you feel. Explain it to her. His words are slow, careful. Then the ball is in her court. She's the only one who can decide if she's willing to. He winces. Sorry, that was a poor choice of words. I don't want to make it sound like. But he doesn't finish. He doesn't need to though. I know what he'd been about to say. She'd been willing to put up with me. Willing to make that sacrifice. Willing to be with someone like me. This thought shames me. And I feel my heart drop somewhere down near my shoes. Guess I must have feel my slump deepen because he gives me another squeeze, pulls me against his side. Hey, sorry. Don't just forget what I even started to say, okay? I'm really fucking bad at this. I just say the first fucking words that pop into my old noggin, but like I've never thought about or like been in this situation before, so I'm struggling to figure out how to say things. But that's on me, not you. I see him bite down on his lip. Look, if she loves you for the way you are, then she's the one for you. That's just straight facts. So his voice cracks. So just be open with her. That's all you can do in the end. Yeah. And while we're at it, Iggs, don't you ever fucking say nobody'd ever want to be with someone like you ever again. You hear me? Because that's grade A bullshit. A fly guy like you don't need sex to bring all the ladies to the yard. If Gage is not the one, you'll have a whole fucking conga line to dance the no-cock rock with you. So just get that thought out of your mind before I had to slap it out myself. I chuckle in spite of myself. It comes out as sort of a phlegmy hiccup. Okay. Would you want to be with someone like me? Do you think there's others like me? Oh, there's a choice? You're kidding. Damn. I honestly don't know what to say. I think the safe bet is to say, do you think there's others like me? Or maybe would... this seems like a very important decision. Let's go with, do you think there's others like me? I feel like that could be a smart choice. I go quiet for a moment, thinking. Then, do you think do you think there's others like me?
Hmm?
Others that feel the same way? I feel Gento tilt his head. Sure there are. I mean, there must be, right? You can find pretty much anything out there nowadays. You just gotta find your people. A laugh. Probably probably not in Lanebrook. I mean, you can't even find a good steak in this city. You're considered against the grain here for disagreeing about the weather. But I'm sure if you poked around in the recesses of the internet, you'll find people. Others can others you can lament with about your mutual aversion to the old in and out. Yeah. It goes quiet again. The two of us just sitting there on the little bench outside Grub's pub on Sherman Avenue. I sniff. I've never told anyone this before. Gendo laughs. Yeah, didn't figure. A pause. His cigarette is already burnt clear down the filter. Then he pushes his face to the top of my head. I'm glad. I'm glad you told me, though. Oh. I walk Enzo home once we finish our drinks. The street is strangely silent, not a single car driving by, no voices or sounds from the surrounding trees or houses. When we reach a little path leading up to his apartment complex, I don't even see lights on. Weird. The street light nearest us is flickering on and off, with a tiny buzz that makes my hair on my arm stand up. We both just stand there in the middle of the sidewalk, neither of us moving to leave. Genzo calls in his hand. Night air feels kinda nice somehow. Might keep walking for a bit. Yeah, me too. So we continue on, away from the apartment complex, simply ambling along in silence. Neither one of us wanting to admit that something is pulling us, something is keeping our feet in motion. From one street to the next, we walk, headed towards the development to the north, towards where my folks used to live, just south of the outcropping of woods that somehow hasn't been built over in all these years. My palm's starting to tingle, like a pin prick, like scratching that jumps on one nerve. Same dialogue, but rather than comfortable, it feels welcoming, like I'm back on a path well traveled. Genzo comes to a stop first. When I glance over, I see why. The familiar gap between the houses, that empty lot with the grass tufts and dandelions, and that looming shadow of the woods beyond. We're there, aren't we? Genzo asks. We are. His brows furrows. Look, I'm gonna assume you felt the same thing I did. Otherwise, why the hell would you walk all the way out here with me? Yeah. Perfect. No need to talk about it then. I can pretend I'm at least somewhat sane for a little while longer. He claps his hands together, then starts off towards the grassy tract. I expend the energy for a short jog to catch up, then fall into step beside him. We reach the tree threshold just as a gust of wind curls up and under my shirt, sending goosebumps across my back. At this point, I'm about 99.9% certain we've done this before. Genzo is thumping his cane against the nearest tree as though testing whether it's real. I can't argue with him, despite knowing I've never stood in this spot. Never stood here with him pondering what we're both about to do. I feel as though I've done this hundreds of times. Whenever I try to latch on to that feeling, though, it slips through my fingers like sand. Trying to picture what happens next is even more futile, like trying to remember a dream once you open your eyes. I glance back at the lot, and the sidewalk, and the streetlight in the distance, at the neighboring houses with their darkened windows. Then return my gaze to the shadow between the trees, and a lilting wisp of the wind curling around my ankles, tousling the leaves underfoot. I guess we go then? To there? No, to an all-expense-paid trip to purgatory. At this point, what's the difference? Touché. I steady my breath, attempt to calm the accelerating tremolo of my heart, then step forward. The air instantly cools. It's still a damp chill, the kind that sticks to your skin and weighs down your chest. I press forward through the scattered brush and using my hands to keep me from walking face first into a tree. Okay, it's the same dialogue as before. Even after this long, even the pitch black nothingness, though perhaps it's not memory at all. My memory wouldn't tug in my arm. My memory wouldn't tweak the direction of my toes at every step, leading me further and further into the spongy blackness where all I can hear is my own heartbeat echoing off my ribcage. I reach forward, seeking out the bark of the next tree. Only this time, when my fingers touch the jagged edges, it sends spark. Yep. I stop. Ginzo King whaps against my ankles, and he stops too. We here? Yeah. Biggest tree in the forest. Yes, same ones. Or when my hand hits air, come to a halt. It's open. Unsurprising, all things considered. Here's the point. If it weren't open, none of what we just experienced would make a lick of sense. My thoughts jumped to Gidget. She's here, isn't she? Like everything else. I don't know how I know. I just know. She's down there, waiting. Waiting for me? Waiting for my response? The thought makes my mouth go dry. I'll need to tell her. But how will she react? Will I end up losing one of my best friends? You still there, Riggs? My head snaps back to Genzo's voice. Yes, quiet as a ghost over there. Thought maybe you'd already went bottoms up. No, I was just thinking. Genzo goes quiet, but I can hear him shifting in the darkness. Everyone else is already down there, aren't they? He finally says softly. Yeah. Just the two of us losers. Damn. It's almost picturesque in a way. I move forward towards the hole, popping a squat amongst the weeds. There's a scent again, soft, sweet, like a tempting aroma of a candy store that curls inside my nostrils. Grab around his edges, peeking inside, leaning forward on my toes. At least you'll have plenty of time to talk to Gidge, eh? I turn my head to retort, but already playing on my tongue. Bonk! Only whack my forehead at the top of the edge and probably lose my balance. Ow! I landed a bruise-inducing thud on my shins. The last thing I hear it begin to sway forward is Genzo's half-amused, "See you on the other side," before toppling straight into the hole. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave this episode here for now, guys. I know, very weird place to leave off, weird cliffhanger, but I've been recording for over an hour, so might as well leave it here and jump into Wonderland once again in the next part. So I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.